my name is Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. This is Kitty Stitch. It's a place here where I like to talk about cross stitch and all the other things that I love to do. So thanks so much for joining me back here today. I know it's been a little while since my last video, so appreciate everybody that came back. If you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to show you a lot of holiday stitching and a little bit of knitting as well. So if that's something you're interested in, then keep watching. The last 2 months since I've been away, I've been just stitching away here. So I had attended the Jingle Ball at the beginning of December, and that's where a lot of my holiday stitching had come from. So we'll start out with a couple finishes from that, some Mill Hill finishes, and another big finish that I've had in the works for quite a while as well. The Jingle Ball is an event hosted by Lindy Stitches, and it goes on every year there in the beginning of December. I've attended the last 3 years of it, and every year it's so much fun. It's a virtual retreat. I'm sure at this point you've heard everybody talk about it, but one of the awesome parts of that is that they do virtual finishing classes. So I did attend 2. The first one was from my favorite, Hello from Liz Matthews, and it is called Winter Woodland Star, and here is my finish of it. I did get it almost completely finished during the class, so really the last thing I had to do is add the rest of the beads around the outside, but seriously, just so much fun. Of course, we've got a cat already joining us here, but I added extra Mill Hill beads that I had lying around for the snowflakes and like in the deer here, and then up on the top of the ornament as well. But other than that, I did stitch this completely as called for using the called for DMC, and I used this was Moonstone by Fiber on a Whim as the fabric in a 40 count. So started this November 5th, finished it November 8th, and then FFO'd it during the Jingle Ball. So yeah, Liz did an awesome job teaching the class. It was so much fun. This beaded portion and the shape of it being in a star was definitely what I was most excited about. And I already have some plans to put beads on other finishes now as well. I'm thinking of turning this one into an ornament. I feel like it's just small enough to be an ornament. It's like just a little bit the size of my hand pretty much. So yeah, that's kind of the goal for this one, but absolutely love it. The back, I still need to put like a piece of fabric or something to cover up where we stitched it together there, but yeah, there's my first finish. Moving right along into the second Jingle Ball class that I took. It was the Gingerbread House, and this one was taught by Tiny Modernist. So again, a virtual finishing class that I was able to get finished up during the Jingle Ball. And here is my finish of it. It's a little 3D gingerbread house. Seriously, so stinking cute. I did actually add in some Kreinik. Oh yeah, wait, you can really see it good there. With all of the colors, I added a blending filament. So I did stitch this one with the called for floss as well, besides adding in that Kreinik, and I just love it. It made it so cute and sparkly all throughout. I did not love working with it, but that's another story. By the time I was done with it, I was very happy to be done using the blending filament. And this is just on like a raw natural linen. And again, the finishing class was spectacular. It was so easy to follow along. I basically got completely finished up. I think I just had to stuff it and add the bottom part, which I kind of have some glue on my felt, but that's okay. This has really sent me down a rabbit hole into 3D houses. I know they're like very popular in the 80s and 90s, and so I've been able to find a lot of charts like that and a lot on the plastic canvas as well. So would definitely love to experiment with some of those moving forward. But yeah, again, just love how stinking cute this one turned out, and so happy to have gotten it finished there during the Jingle Ball. To kind of finish up with the Jingle Bell talk, I was so happy I got to talk to so many of my friends and meet so many new people there. So it was such a great experience. But a couple of the girlies and I all started and finished actually the exclusive chart that came for free with your purchase of a ticket there. So it was this cute little Santa, and I started and finished this in one night. It was like just over 1,000 stitches, and I was like, I'm getting it done. So use the called for DMC on this one, and I actually had the called for fabric as well. This is a 28 count petite point, and so it has the cute little dots on it. And tried to get this one finished up as an ornament at the Jingle Ball as well, and made some mistakes, so it is not quite finished yet, but he's just precious. It says Jingle Ball, and then it has 2024 there. Yeah, and I love the pink hat. I love a pink Christmas theme. Obviously, if we can't tell, I like pink. So yeah, I have some fabric actually that I was planning to use from Joann's. I'm pretty sure I got this on clearance like 2 years ago, but I was thinking that it would be cute with this fabric here, just something that I pulled out and had around. But yeah, Rachel from Lemonade Stitching, she already finished hers, and it looks so cute. I'm really jealous, and I need to get it done. And I also actually got some white beads to finish with the same technique that we learned there from Liz Matthews. So yeah, I think that'll be super cute. I did actually go through and start cutting out the shapes for it as well, but this is when I made the mistake. So, but it will be kind of like a wonky shape, which I think will be fun. So yeah. It's kind of the last of the Jingle Ball talk there, but definitely not the last of the holiday stitching. So moving right along, I have some Mill Hill ornaments to show you guys. So a couple of these you might have seen before, but I did go through and actually fully finish them. So I was just going to tell you a little bit more about that. So we'll start with this one. I finished quite a while ago. This is the little wedding cake, and it's so cute. I got married in 2024. And I always will put, basically I'll use the Aliens glue, the tacky glue, to glue it onto the back of the felt. And so this one I use some pink felt. And I actually like to use a X-Acto knife to cut around the perforated paper. I just get worried about using it with scissors, and I also feel like I can't get quite close enough with scissors. So I've really found that the X-Acto knife works well for me. And so then use the Aliens glue it onto the back, and then cut out just as close as I can there around it. I don't mind if you can see like a little bit of felt along the outside. And then I take a piece of white felt and stitch my initials there, and I got these charms off of Amazon, so I add those on as well. And then for the hanger, I just stitch that onto the back, and this is a roll. I think it's technically called ribbon. I got this at Michael's a couple of years ago. I'm sure it's something that is in like their permanent line that you can still find there. But it's like a pearl. I wouldn't call this ribbon. It's like hard. It's basically just like a string of little pearls that I just cut off enough and stitch onto the back there. So it's the first one going onto my tree this year. But I have a couple more as well. So this one is a little tomato pin cushion. There's a little hair hanging off there. So cute. Stitched this with my friend Elizabeth when we went to Color and Cotton, and finished it with some blue there on the back. I liked it. I feel like it tied in nicely with the little bit of blue there in the pins. And then next one is the little suitcase. Love to travel, so this one was a no-brainer. I got it on a trip to Denver at the stitching shop there. And then it has this little charm there as well, and finished with some red on the back. And then lastly, the one for myself is this little Santa with a puppy. Oh my gosh, this is one of the Jim Shore ones. So I did not realize, but they are a lot larger than like the standard Mill Hill ornaments, which is totally fine. I don't think it's too big to be an ornament. I mean, it's still about the size of my hand. But yeah, it was a lot bigger than I expected going into it, but it turned out so stinking cute. Finished there with some dark green on the back, and cannot wait to get these on my own tree this year. But I do have a few that I've stitched for other people as well that I'll show you guys. So every year I stitch an ornament for the close members of my family. So stitch one for my husband, my mom, my dad, and my sister. So I'll show you what I've been working on for them. First one for my husband is this fish. I love the colors on it, and it has just got a ton of beads. Oh yeah, look at that. And then like a little treasure here. So tons of beads. Turned out great. Still need to get these ones for them FFO'd. And then I did this one for my mom. She always would decorate with like this style of snowman growing up, and so really thought she would like that. And he's just so precious with his little Christmas lights. love it. And then for my dad, I did the popcorn ornament. He loves eating popcorn, eats popcorn like every single night, and reads his book or watches a movie. So figured that one was very fitting, and like all the little popcorn up here is beads, the little treasure as well, and then like some red beads there on the container for the popcorn. So that one turned out super cute. And then the last one I'm working on, it's December 23rd, guys. So really got to pick this one up and get it finished this evening, hopefully. But it will be for my sister, and it's going to be the mushrooms. Hope you can see that all right with the glare. I'm getting pretty close to being done with the stitching on it. And it doesn't have too many beads on this one, but this is just her vibe. So hoping that everyone loves their ornaments this year. I'll insert a picture. My mom actually hung up a garland specifically for my ornaments, and they look so cute on there. So those are the ones that I made for them last year, or no, I guess it would have been 2 years ago, because last year I didn't make any. So I was getting married and taking a bunch of my certification tests for work. So this year we are back on it, and everyone's going to have an ornament, including myself. And I can't wait to get those on our tree downstairs and get them into the hands of my family as well. So it's kind of the bulk of what I've been working on is Jingle Bell projects, as well as getting everyone's ornaments taken care of. But in the meantime, I did actually have quite a pretty big finish on my hands. So this one has been a long time coming. I started it in July 1st, 2023, and just finished on December 6th, 2024. So about a year and a half. It's just under 30,000 stitches. And that would be my Candy Cane Santa by Dimensions. It turned out so good. Absolutely love it. My favorite of these little, like, because he's in front of the window, it's supposed to be like snowflakes, so there's little sequins on there. And just like the detail in his face is amazing. I'll insert a picture, well, 2 pictures, I guess, side by side. I did not backstitch until the very end, which for a long time while I was doing the backstitch, I regretted it, but I really wanted to see the before and after of the whole thing getting backstitched. So at the end of the day, I am glad that I did it, but it was a pain in the butt while I was actually doing all the backstitching, but yeah. So I have gotten started on my stocking as well, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, but I've got some fabric sewn on there just because I was a little close on the edges. But I plan on getting this FFO'd by next Christmas. It will be the first thing that I'm actually sending out to have fully finished. So that being said, I have to have it, mine and his, both done by the end of October to make it for the deadline to get it fully finished and have it back by Christmas. So I worked on this one as a monthly goal. I had about 3,000 stitches a month from June to December to get it finished. And it honestly worked out well. It was a good amount for me. A lot of it's half stitching on the Dimensions stockings, and so the half stitches obviously go by really quick. So that being said, it really did really fly by there at the end, but yeah. There she is. This was his only Christmas present this year. Just kidding. Last little bit of stitching here. Like I mentioned, I have been focused on like getting things started and finished for Christmas. So been working on a lot of holiday themed projects and getting them done, but I have had 2 new starts in the meantime as well. So like I mentioned, I did start the stocking for myself. This is Winter's Twilight by Dimensions, and I'll show you guys what it will look like when it's finished. So there's the cover photo. This one is out of print. I did get it on eBay. There are quite a few right now, but they are pretty high priced because it's the holidays, so I'm sure there's a higher demand for them. But if you wait a little while, the pricing will probably go down on them a little bit. But it's just beautiful. I just love the scene of it all. But I got this one started for myself. I got about 4,300 stitches in. Started this one on December 8th. And that is where I am at. So you can see here, like, this one is really, I think, gonna come alive with the back stitching, because like right here is a little snowman and a little boy building it, and so that has a ton of back stitching going on. We've got this little lighthouse here, and I love the little wreaths on the windows of the house as well. But yeah, this one's been coming along really quickly. I'm loving how it's turning out. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna have monthly goals for myself on this one as well. So I think right now I'm at about like 2,300 stitches a month to get it finished by the end of October. So that's definitely something very doable for myself as well. Like, it's a lot of half stitching too. So I would say, like, probably at this point 80% of this has been half stitches, but it really does, it has a bunch of different sizes of half stitches. Like, some will use 3 strands, some will use 4 or 5 strands, and so it just really creates some great dimension there on the piece. And I can't wait to have these up next year and get it finished throughout the year. So this will definitely be one that you see around a lot moving forward. Let's see. The last project that I started also was started during the Jingle Ball. So I started this December 7th, and it is the Needleworker House. Who is this by? That's right. So this one is by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, and they had a lot of charts for sale at the Jingle Ball, a lot of really cute stuff, but I just loved this one. So I'll insert a picture here of what it's going to look like when it is finished, but here is where I am at now, and this is just about 1,000 stitches. The fabric is 36 count Ren by Picture This Plus, and I am doing a DMC conversion, so I'll go ahead and insert a picture here in a minute of my conversion that I've come up with. It's pretty similar to the finished piece, just didn't have that stuff laying around, so just pulled some DMC for it, but absolutely think this is precious. I really think it'll be cute as like a little door hanging to go on like my craft room slash my husband's office, which hopefully one day I'll have a craft room and then it will just be on my craft room. But yeah, super cute. About 1,000 stitches. The bottom of it does have like a snowman and a Christmas tree as like the bottom border, but I am just gonna like omit that because I don't want it to be seasonal. And so I think that's kind of the only thing that makes it seasonal is that. So if I can just take that out, then I can hang it up all year round. This will definitely be one that I'll get finished here going into the new year. It's not a huge piece, so excited to get that one done. Right along into some knitting. Like I mentioned, I have a few projects here for you. Oh, I just realized I forgot one. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Absolutely had to show you guys this because I finished my first colorwork hat. It's so stinking cute. I'm obsessed with it. This is the Doodle Hat by Pacific Knit Co. And I stitched it with 2 different colors of DK weight yarn from the Fiber Seed. And yeah, absolutely love it. It was really funny. Originally I had just done like this portion, so like up to these little crosses, and then I started doing the crown decreases, and I put it on and it came down to like here on my head, and so it was way too small, so I had to rip back the crown decreases and add in a couple more rows, but that's okay. I wanted it to be right, and I wanted it to be something that I would enjoy wearing, and it's just so cute. The color's great. It'll go with everything, and I'm obsessed with it. I really want to do some more colorwork patterns, specifically by Pacific Knit Co. I think her stuff is just so stinking cute, so there will definitely be some more of that in my future, but I'm happy that the first project, I mean, I definitely have some things that I could work on with my tension especially, but for this being my first colorwork pattern, I'm just so happy with how it went. The next knitting finish that I've had is my Christmas socks that I am wearing right now. So, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and take them off and show you guys them better here. But let's see. There we go. So these are my Christmas socks. It is the same wool dyer, so it's by the Fiber Seed, and it is the colorway Christmas Past and Ruby for the heels, toes, and cuffs. So there's a little bit of a better angle, but these just turned out perfect. I am going to make some matching for my husband as well, but haven't gotten there yet, so unfortunately he will not have these have them this Christmas, but next Christmas I'll be able to wear them and we'll be able to match. But yeah, they turned out really cute and I really like them. Had some difficulties with the tension on his. I've really struggled with my tension in knitting, and like I've found myself loosening my tension up too much to then things were being way too big. So that being said, I've tried to tighten it up quite a bit, and that has really made a huge difference. These I also knit on size 0s instead of size 1, which is kind of the size 1 is like a standard size that people typically use, and so I found knitting it on a size 0 has really helped as well. So that's kind of it for socks. I have one other knitting project here to show you guys, and this is going to be like a hat, a hood scarf situation. So basically I'll insert, I'm forgetting who the designer is on this one, so I'll go ahead and insert a picture of it. It is a free chart on Ravelry, so you guys could totally make this yourself as well, but it's basically going to be a long scarf that gets wider in the middle that could then be used like a hood almost. So super cute. It's basically just a standard ribbing for 28 inches, so I think this is probably like 14 inches right now. And this is the wool of the Andes yarn. It's just a ribbing, so once it blocks, it'll be a lot thicker. The yarn, like I mentioned, is wool of the Andes. This one is Bramble Heather, and so it's kind of like a, is it brown, is it gray situation, but I think it'll be nice because it just goes with everything, and it's just a nice texture, and it is a sport weight as well, I should mention. So yeah, these are some size 3 needles, size 4 needles, and yeah, it's just knitting for miles and miles and miles. You knit for 28 inches, and then it gets wider and then narrow again, and then you knit for 28 more inches. So lots of ribbing. I'm definitely getting some practice there on my ribbing. Hope to have this one done too, just with a puppy and walking the dog outside. I think it'll be perfect to be able to do that and keep myself warm. But yeah, really enjoying a lot of the projects that I've been working on. Like I mentioned, it's a lot of holiday stuff, so I am getting close to being done with the holiday spirit and I'm ready to start working on some other things. So kind of going into a little bit of haul and kind of plans for the new year. We'll start with the haul portion. So really, I have been good and not bought too much stuff. I went a little bit crazy when I went to Color and Cotton in October, and so really told myself to reel it in. So I got the 2 charts and classes for the Jingle Ball, which I had planned for myself, and then the needle worker chart that I got at the Jingle Ball, but that's really the only things that I've purchased. I did get some perforated paper just because I had found some cute ornament patterns that needed perforated paper. But I'm not going to stitch this year. I'm so done stitching ornaments. So I'll have this laying around for whenever the mood strikes and I want something easy on perforated paper. And then my good friend Megan, the Seattle Stitcher, was so kind, and I saw this chart on Pinterest and I sent it in our group chat, and I was like, this is so cute. And she is a crazy girl on the internet and hunted down this French magazine where the chart came from on Etsy and mailed it to me. So she's so sweet for that. There's so much cute stuff in here, but specifically I was loving this chart right here. So find a better picture for you. And we are slowly losing daylight. It is only 3 p.m., but we'll get wrapped up here shortly. Oh. So there's a better picture of the chart. It is so pink. It just is the cutest thing. It's a little pink sampler with all kinds of stitching motifs, which I love things with stitching motifs. I love things with pink. And so it's just going to be perfect for me. So I'm really excited to get that one started in the new year. But like I mentioned, I mean, this thing just has so many cute charts in it. Like, that's beautiful. And it is technically a French magazine, but it's like bound with plastic. I'd be interested to look more into this and just see what, like, how often it comes out, how you could get it, because like, that's beautiful. I really love the European style and how a lot of the time there is a lot of backstitch to kind of make things more detailed, which I just think is beautiful. Let me show you one more because this one is also going to be on my list here soon. That, come on, that's so gorgeous. All those flowers. I just love it. I don't have any idea what this says in French there up at the top, but yeah, that was absolutely beautiful and so sweet of Megan to send that to me. So thank you very much, Megan. And can't wait to get that started. And going into the new year, I have plans to start that. and really kind of just plans to start whatever I want. So I want to get some progress on some of the stuff I have started, because I do have some real big ones started, which I'll show you everything in my whip parade here in the next couple weeks. But yeah, I really just have plans to get started on whatever I feel like, wherever the wind takes me. I would like to limit spending as well, so it probably will be a lot of stuff that I just kit up on my own with DMC and fabric that I've got laying around, but that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I love stitching with DMC. So I love stitching with DMC because I don't have to do one X at a time, which I know you don't have to do anything, but it does obviously look better with the hand-dyed stuff if you are doing full crosses at a time. But I love just going clear across and clear back. I think it's so much faster for myself. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I think that is all that I have for you here today. Like I mentioned, I know it was a little while between my last video and now. I think a 3-week schedule is going to work better for me, especially going into the new year and getting past all of the holiday craziness. So hope to see you guys here in the next 3 weeks. Definitely subscribe for my whip parade and my upcoming video. And thanks so much for watching. Have a Merry Christmas. Bye. Say bye. Crazy girl. She's got crazy in her eyes.